Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the next video in our series on data mining for sales. And what we're going to cover today is diving into one of the most powerful techniques, that is scraping data from LinkedIn, and that too using a tool called as Phantombuster. To give a quick intro about Phantombuster, it is one of the best web scraping tools available in the market right now, especially when it comes to scraping from platforms like LinkedIn. What it offers is different modules called as phantoms, which are each designed to do a specific task like exporting search results, automating connection requests, or even collecting emails. The best part about this is it is a no code plug and play solution wherein all you need to do is just simply select the solution that you want to work with or the phantom that you want to work with. And it has steps that we need to follow, and that's how quickly things get done. Now, before we jump into actual scraping and the process, the first step is always about getting our ICP crystal clear. And in our case, we have already defined whom is it that we want to target. And the next steps in terms of expanding onto this entire ICP and creating the keyword matrix. The keyword matrix is nothing but combination of different keywords with the different filters that include, say, the company size, the location, and the industry. Now, if you see in terms of the keywords, we have created different variations of a particular department. Like there is VP sales, there is the same vice president enterprise sales. The reason we do this is to maximize on the results that we're getting from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Let's start with the first level of filters that we have. So we have put in, say, the company headcount as 11 to 50, the geography as Mumbai, and in terms of the keyword, we have taken founder and the industry as IT services and IT consulting. Now we can see over here that we have 1.5 thousand plus results. And what we usually do while gathering data from LinkedIn is we do the manual copy pasting efforts by seeing that, okay, whether this is a relevant profile or not. But we cannot do that for 1500 plus profiles. That's wherein Phantombuster comes in. So let me just navigate to Phantombuster and show you how it's done. So the first step over here is going into solutions and clicking on Sales Navigator because that is the platform we want to scrape our data from. Over here, we have the phantoms, and the first phantom that is there, that is Sales Navigator Search Export. This is the one that we need to use. Now, if you're new to this tool and you don't know how to navigate or what is the output that you're going to get, what you can do is you can simply click on the Learn More button over here. And what you will get over here is the complete overview. What Phantombuster has done is they have simplified things in a way wherein all you need to do is just simply given the sales navigator URL, and in return, you are going to get a bunch of fields that include, say, the person's name, their LinkedIn profile, their current job title, the industry that their company belongs to, and all the relevant details that we want as our primary prospect data. So let's just quickly jump into it. Now, if you want to use it, you just need to click on the Use Now button. And over here, there are 4 key steps. That includes one, to define this URL that we want to scrape, connecting the Phantombuster account with your LinkedIn account, setting behavior in terms of how much data do we need to export. So we'll come to it. And finally, the launch setting. So the first step is to input the Sales Navigator URL. So I'll go to the Sales Navigator. I'll copy the search URL that I have in place. I'll paste it over here and then click on Save. So when I click on Save, the next step is connecting to Sales Navigator. Phantombuster has its Google Chrome added, through which it automatically detects which LinkedIn account has been logged in and connects with it. So we don't have to do much over here. We just need to click on Save. Next is the most important part, that is the behavior. By default, LinkedIn just displays 2500 results. Now, say for example, over here on Sales Navigator, I'm just removing the industry and keeping it open in terms of the industry. Now I can see that there are 21,000 results. Out of this 21,000, I'll be only able to see the first 2,500 because that's a limitation by LinkedIn. So what ideally happens is that the maximum that we can scrape from one search result is 2,500, and we need to ensure that it is kept below 2,500 so that we get all the results. So in our case, we have 1,500. So we'll just keep it at that. We'll put in the results as 1,700. That's say 200 beyond 1,500. Why? Because it's showing 1.5K plus. So to keep in a buffer, let's keep it at 1,700. Same goes for the results to export per launch. We'll keep that similar to the results to export per URL. Now over here in the advanced behavior setting, you can see that if you are say scraping multiple links, then you have the option of removing duplicate profiles. How does this help is in terms of saving your time and saving the tool's time in terms of scraping that particular data. The last is results file setting. Over here, you can name how do you want the result file. So I'll just say put this as LinkedIn test scraping. I'll just copy this. And I'll also name this as my result file. Now let's click on save and we move on to the next part, that is the launch setting. In the launch setting, what we get to do is we get to define how many times or when do we want to run the particular phantom. So since this is a one-time activity, we'll just keep it at once and then we'll click on save to move to the next step, that is starting the scraping. So when we actually start scraping, all we have to do is just click on the launch button. And what Phantom does or Phantombuster does is it starts running. The step one is it starts connecting to the LinkedIn account. Once that connection is done, it will say successfully authenticated. And the next step is it starts scraping the data page wise. So if you can see over here, it has already been connected to the particular account and it has started with scraping 25 leads from page 1. Now this keeps on happening and the initial 1-2 minutes, it takes some time to just get a kickstart, but then it increases the speed at which it is scraping that particular data. Till this happens, let me just quickly highlight a couple of things about Phantombuster. One is it gives 30 minutes of free scraping time when you are initially logging in to the platform. And in terms of the credit system, as I mentioned, it's based on the time that it takes. So I'll just take you to the pricing page. In the pricing page over here, you can see that, okay, there are multiple plans that are available. There is a starter plan, there's a pro and the team version. Over here, it gets charged based on the amount of hours you need of scraping. So 20 hours is something that's quite preferable if you're starting out with. This simply scrapes 2500 in a span of 30 minutes. So you can calculate how much your requirement is in terms of data and then do it accordingly. Now, if you can see over here, it has already scraped 100. I'll just pause this activity right now and we'll see how the results look like. So it takes a couple of seconds to load all of the results. So the results are ideally shown over here in the results tab. And yeah, 125 profiles have been scraped. So if you can see over here in the results, we have all the details that we want. We have the profile URL, we have the contact person name, we have the company name, we have the company URL, we have the summary of the person's profile, and we can download this in a CSV format. So when we download this, this is how the data is going to look like. Now, when we see this data, there are a lot of fields that are there. There is the profile URL, there is the first name, last name. There are certain irrelevant fields as well when it comes to seeing this data from a prospect data. That is, say, the company ID is there. There are, say, the durations that the person has worked in that particular company. These are all data points that are not quite required for salespeople. So in our upcoming videos where we'll be discussing about data cleaning, we'll be clearly mentioning that, okay, when we say or talk about this particular raw data, what are those exact fields that are required for us to build the primary prospect data and what are not. So stay tuned for our future videos. And if you found any value in this particular video, if this video has helped you in terms of increasing the prospect data that you had in place, please do comment and even do subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.